Thank you for the opportunity to make this statement on the reporting date of 2023-2024 academic year. Mr. Speaker, after many months of stakeholder engagement, including engagement with teacher unions, the management of Ghana Education Service released the 2023-2024 academic calendar on October 24, 2023. Subsequently, the calendar was published in the Daily Graphic on November 1st, 2023, and stipulated the reporting date for the first years at December 4th, 2023. The design of the calendar is part of the GES management's effort to bring back the pre-COVID academic calendar. Thus, the first-year students are expected to report to school to start the 2023-2024 academic year on December 4th, 2023, as published more than 1 month ago. Mr. Speaker, the reopening of the 2023-2024 academic year on December 4th, 2023 compares favorably to last year's reopening. Even though the time between the release of placement and reporting to school appears to be similar, that placement released last year was February 15th, and the first year's reported on February 20th, 5 days. And this year, it was released on November 28th, and first years are reporting on December 4th, 6 days. Mr. Speaker, a couple of initiatives this year have made it more convenient for students and parents to prepare for school opening. As at the time of placement release, 477,772 candidates, representing 81.56% of the students who qualified for placement were automatically placed, compared to last year's 372,780, representing 69.24%. So when the placement was released, only less than 19% had to go on the portal and look for a school this year. Last year, it was 30% plus that had to go and look for their own schools because they did not have a match. Mr. Speaker, given that over 81% of candidates were automatically placed based on their choices, it cannot be said that a lot of placements are yet to be remedied because some candidates have been placed outside the regions they reside, as stated by my good friend, the honorary member of Akachi North and the ranking member of the Education Select Committee. In addition, Mr. Speaker, for the first time, the Ministry of Education, with its relevant agencies and stakeholders, developed a national harmonized prospectus for all senior high school and TVET students. And the same was published in the Daily Graphic on November 15th, 2023. The purpose of the publication was, among other things, to give parents ample time to buy the prospectus items and get their house ready for school on December 4th, 2023. Mr. Speaker, before this harmonized prospectus was designed, schools had their own different prospectus, and parents were spending a lot of money buying the same items. What we did differently here this time around is that we look at all the items that are needed at the school, broke them into categories, category A, B, and C. So if you happen to fall within category A when you print your placement, the items you are buying is different from the students in the same school who were in category B. That way, if it's brooms, not every student brings a broom. If it's a hoe, not every student brings a bucket. Not every student brings a bucket. We were able to use it to cut down the items that are carried to school year on and year on, as we have witnessed and we have all complained about, which in a sense then reduces the cost of buying prospectus and getting. Mr. Speaker, since the introduction of the double track calendar in 2018, a lot of teaching and non-teaching staff have been employed to lessen the workloads in our schools. As a matter of fact, the majority of teachers are only at post when a particular track is in session. So, Mr. Speaker, it cannot be true that all teachers have never had any rest since the double track was introduced, as alluded to by my honorable colleague. So, the headmasters and management of our schools have been advised to schedule staff within tracks to avoid staff working all year round. And our reports indicates that from the headmasters themselves, that for the most part, most teachers are teaching within their tracks. And therefore, when track A or when their track is on vacation, they are also on vacation. Mr. Speaker, the schools are expected to begin registration and orientation of students from December 4th, 2023. Per the academic calendar, there will be a Christmas break on December 21st, 2023. And academic year resumes on January 3, 2024 till March 5th, 2024 for the first semester of the 2023 academic year. When these timelines are strictly followed, the contact hours will be duly achieved, and our quest to get back to the pre-COVID academic calendar will be on track. Last year, school opened in February for first-year students. This year, we are opening in December, which gives us the opportunity to then open October or September and therefore go back to the pre-COVID calendar as we all are envisaging. Mr. Speaker, using this calendar, we'll go back to the pre-COVID calendar. And this will not throw off our academic calendar. Mr. Speaker, your wise counsel is deeply appreciated. Nobody wants to put a burden and put any pressure on parents, but we put measures in place compared to what we did last year so that we lessen the burden on parents, giving them advance notice about prospectus, making sure prospectus items are the same across the country, making sure every student is not bringing the same thing to school we thought was the right thing to do. And our goal was to make sure we lessen the load on parents. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.